Payoneer is no longer working on TikTok. Have you heard? You've not heard? Payoneer is no longer working on TikTok, especially if you are in Nigeria. Payoneer is done with Nigeria and done with TikTok. Have you been hearing such stories lately? Have you been wondering, like, where did these stories come from? Like, where are they from? Who's out there to verify it? How can we justify? How can we verify such stories? I mean, if you're wondering and that has brought you to this place, well, you're welcome. You've come to the right place. Is Payoneer still working on TikTok for Nigerian content creators on TikTok? Is Payoneer still working? Well, some people would say no after the experience they've had since January, and others would say yes. For those who say no and for those who are wondering if Payoneer is still working, this is what has happened. Lots of people have been migrated from Payoneer, the normal Payoneer that they've been using to collect money on TikTok, to Payoneer Lite. I am one of them. I've been migrated from Payoneer, the normal Payoneer that I registered and I used to collect my TikTok funds just once. I was migrated to Payoneer Lite. Now, the reason people are saying TikTok is no longer paying is because of this little migration. Now, Payoneer migrated lots of their users to Payoneer Lite. In my own case, I don't know why they did it. Maybe it's because I only used Payoneer once and I never used it again and they did not consider me as a worthy customer. Maybe, but I was migrated to Payoneer Lite, and when it was time to collect my money on TikTok, TikTok said, no way. I mean, I tried everything. I wrote to TikTok, I wrote to Payoneer. I could not withdraw my funds since Payoneer migrated me to Payoneer Lite. I could not withdraw my funds from TikTok. Not the fault of Payoneer, but TikTok refused to recognize Payoneer Lite. In my own case, TikTok refused to recognize Payoneer Lite. Rather, they were asking me to go back to my previous Payoneer account before they will be able to pay me money I have earned from TikTok. I tried everything. I removed my Payoneer as my payment method from TikTok. I removed it. I put it back again. Nothing. TikTok refused to release my funds. I mean, the funds I had on TikTok was more than the, this threshold they have that your money must be more than $100, more than, I even had more than $150 on TikTok, but I could not withdraw it. TikTok was asking me to go back to my old Payoneer. Payoneer was telling me they've moved me from the old Payoneer to Payoneer Lite. Now, according to Payoneer, Payoneer Lite can equally do the same thing that the former Payoneer was doing for me. There were restrictions, but Payoneer told me that it is still the same, that I can still collect money from my social media platforms. With the Payoneer Lite, I was told that I can still receive payments from integrated platforms and marketplaces. I can still withdraw funds from my bank account, and I can also convert between currencies. I can use my primary Payoneer card with a $10,000 limit per day. These are the things Payoneer said I could still do with Payoneer Lite. It doesn't end there, on and on and on, just like the previous one. But TikTok, in spite of this, TikTok refused to let the Payoneer Lite work for me and for many others. And that's the reason people have been saying Payoneer no longer works on TikTok. TikTok, in the real sense, does not want to recognize Payoneer Lite in most cases for some people. If it has not happened to you yet, well, it may likely happen to you. And if it doesn't happen to you at all, congratulations. Just keep on thanking your stars. Now, in my own case, it even got worse. How did it get worse? I completely closed down the Payoneer Lite account and decided to reopen another Payoneer account, a fresh Payoneer account that will not be Payoneer Lite. That was the beginning of more problems for me. More problems? Yes. Opening a new Payoneer account was the beginning of more problems for me, fresh problems. Payoneer is no longer what it used to be, that you just go on TikTok and you want to withdraw funds as a Nigerian. There's no Nigeria on the drop down. when you pick countries that you want to use to withdraw funds for TikTok. So Nigerians choose either Algeria or Egypt when they want to link Payoneer to TikTok. Previously, the only thing you needed to do to withdraw TikTok funds using Payoneer is to have your identity verified, either using your driver's license or your national identity card. But there's more trouble right now if you're opening a fresh Payoneer account. There is bigger problems waiting for you. Now, if you're not somebody who has a remote job and has a contract with the people that you're working for remotely that are paying you, if you don't have a contract, you don't have documents to show, if you don't have evidence, it will be difficult to get verified now on Payoneer. This I got to learn when I opened a fresh Payoneer account. Payoneer was demanding for so many things that I did not have available, and lots of you too will not have those things available simply because you only got introduced to Payoneer because you wanted to collect TikTok funds. Now there are things Payoneer is now requesting for before they give you access to Payoneer, before they give you access to withdrawing funds using Payoneer. Now here are the problems awaiting you as a Nigerian if you want to open a fresh Payoneer account. There's a place for registration, there's a place for info and documents where you have your identity verified. Now the problem starts with the real verification. You see that verification there? Payoneer is going to request for you to send a screenshot of your transaction history from pages of your e-wallet platform. Transaction history, you know, payments you've been receiving from your e-wallet platform. Do you have that ready? You're going to have to send a screenshot to Payoneer. And this will contain your full name or your company name, the name or logo of the e-wallet platform, the history of funds received to your e-wallet, not the one you withdrew, the one that was deposited. You're going to have to provide a screenshot. Now, guess what I did? I provided a screenshot from YouTube. I've been receiving money from YouTube, and this is what Payoneer told me. They rejected my YouTube screenshot from my AdSense, and they said that the document you provided does not sufficiently show your history of incoming payments. Please submit a document that clearly shows the history of payments received from the platform or marketplace you work with, going back at least 6 months. So you're meant to show something like a payment history for at least 6 months from any platform you've been using. This is now a criteria to get a verification from Payoneer. Oh, it doesn't end there. You can also show, now if you don't have that available, you can also show a signed work contract between you and your clients, a signed work contract, a contract form signed. You're going to have to show it. The work contract must contain all of the following, not one, not two, all of the following: your full name or your company name, your client's full name, the signatures of both you and your client, the date the contract was signed, a description of the agreed upon goods or services, and finally, details of prices being charged for the agreed upon goods or services. Most of us are on Payoneer because we just want to collect TikTok after we have gone to hustle for TikTok coins. We just want to collect our TikTok money through Payoneer. What's all this that Payoneer is now demanding for us to be able to have an account with them? It doesn't end there. If you cannot provide the first two things I've mentioned, you can as well provide an invoice for a transaction you completed. The invoice must show all of the following: your business logo, your name, which is your full name or your company name, the client's name, the invoice number, dates, product or service description, and the amount paid. This is what is now required to get a Payoneer verification. Previously, it was just your identity that you needed, and once your identity is verified, straight to TikTok, you withdraw your funds. All these things I just mentioned now, it's what is now required for Payoneer to verify you. That's some trouble. Right now, I mean, Payoneer is just out of the way for me now. I can't use Payoneer to collect my funds from TikTok. And then again, PayPal is not allowed in Nigeria. PayPal does not recognize Nigeria. So I'm using someone else's PayPal in another country linked to my TikTok account to collect my funds. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. As Nigerians, we're really going through a lot in the hands of all these companies. We're really, really going through a lot. So that's the update for now. So if people are saying Payoneer is not working, this is the reason why. The migration to Payoneer Lite is causing problems for most people trying to withdraw funds from TikTok. And from the look of things, this may likely spread. If it has not gotten to you yet, it may get to you soon, especially those who have not been using their Payoneer account frequently to withdraw funds. If you just use your Payoneer just once in a year or once in 2 years, you're definitely going to be affected by this. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this video. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. My name is Nev Harrison. Bye-bye.